everybody, Shawn Tassone, America's Holistic Gynecologist, board certified OBGYN, integrative medicine, and mind-body medicine, coming to you from Austin, Texas. Over the last 25 years, I've had some pretty interesting visits, I would say, and I've seen a lot of weird things put in vaginas that probably shouldn't be put in vaginas. So I wanted to give you my top 5 list of things that you shouldn't put in your vagina. Number 1 is douching. Douching is pretty common, and it's somewhat culturally driven, but most women don't do douching anymore. We do call each other douches all the time, but the reason for not douching is because while you're rinsing out the vagina and potentially rinsing out bad bacteria, you're also rinsing out all the good bacteria. And sometimes those bad bacteria can actually come back at a faster rate than the bad bacteria can. So when you think you might be treating an infection, you could actually be making things worse and not allowing the good bacteria to repopulate. So douching is wrong, especially medicated douches, because those actually have iodine in them. And while iodine kills everything, it kills everything, and then that includes the good guys. So douching is never a good idea. Second is coconut oil. Coconut oil has been kind of a fanciful thing for the last couple of years, and women were using it a lot for lubrication. However, coconut oil has butyric acid in it, and butyric acid can be somewhat deadly to normal bacteria in the vagina as well. So things like lactobacillus bifidus and things like that are normally supposed to be there, they keep the vagina acidic. They're being killed by the coconut oil and the butyric acid. So try to use coconut oil sparingly. While it is great for skin, it's bad for normal flora in the vagina. Number 3 is tampons with yogurt on them. Yes, some people put yogurt on a tampon. I'm assuming it's not Yoplait and it's not strawberry, but what's happening is they're putting yogurt on the tampon, putting the tampon in the vagina. And the reason is there's bacteria obviously in the yogurt. Now, I'm all for trying to get your GI tract in shape because I think a normal GI flora means a healthy vaginal flora. Even though the two obviously are not connected, there can be some truth to that. But putting yogurt in the vagina with all of the milk products and milk byproducts that are in there just isn't a good idea, and you're really not going to transfer that much of a probiotic effect into the vagina. So it's really just not a good idea. Now we're going to go on to number 4 and 5. Those two are actually a little more crazy, a little more funny, but they're still true. Number 4, rhinestones. Hey, you know, bejazzling or vajazzling or vulvaling, whatever we want to call it, was a thing about 5 to 8 years ago. Women were putting rhinestones on their vulva and then actually in their vagina. You would think that having a rhinestone party in your vagina would not be the most comfortable thing for your partner, and maybe that's why it was done. The problem is that these were put on with glue, and the glue is extremely hard to get off, and whether it's on the vulva or in the vagina, it didn't feel very good. So we're gonna go on to the last thing now. My biggest thing that you should never put in your vagina, although it does solve one of life's most common problems and one of life's most common mysteries. And that is, you should never put your partner's socks in your vagina. That's right. I had a lady come in for a visit once, and she had an odor. I thought she had a retained tampon. When I did my exam, she had an extremely long men's black gold-toed sock. It was very long and very big, and when I showed it to her, the smell was horrendous, but when I showed it to her, she said, "Oh, now I remember. I was having my period. I didn't have any tampons, so I just put my husband's sock up in there." Point being, 1, all that blood and moisture in that fabric could cause serious infections and toxic shock syndrome. Toxic shock can be extremely dangerous in a medical emergency. That's why we don't want to have retained tampons for an extended period of time, or have other things in the vagina that can harbor bacteria. So that could have been potentially dangerous. Lucky for her, it was not. However, the life's mystery that this solves is when you're doing your laundry, and this is mainly for guys, and there aren't probably too many of us out there that do laundry, but if you can't match those socks, you have that whole basket of unmatched socks, now you know where to look. Thanks, I'm Shawn Tassone, America's Holistic Gynecologist, and I'll talk to you later.